In life, we often compare ourselves to others and wonder, why can't I be like them? This habit can leave us feeling unhappy. In today's fast-paced world, with social media platforms like TikTok and Instagram, this comparison has become even more common. This story is for those who feel unsatisfied with their lives and think others are happier than them. As you listen to this story, you'll also learn some new words, so stay with it until the end. One day, a crow was flying and landed on a tree branch. While sitting there, he noticed a swan swimming in a nearby pond. The swan had bright white feathers, and some villagers gathered around to admire its beauty. Curious, the crow flew closer to the swan, but as soon as the villagers noticed him, they waved moved hands to chase him away. The crow felt unwanted and thought, maybe they're afraid I'll make the place dirty. Saddened, he perched on another branch, but once again the villagers drove forced away. Hurt and disheartened, the crow observed how much people adored the swan's beautiful feathers while no one liked him. With a heavy heart, he left the village and flew deep into the forest. Sitting on a tree branch, he began to cry and said to himself, "People hate me because of my black feathers. If only I had white feathers like the swan, I would be happy too." An old crow passing by saw him crying and asked, "Why are you so sad, young one?" The crow replied, "I hate my black feathers. They look so ugly and nobody likes me." Smiling, the old crow said, "If you could look like any bird, which one would you choose?" Without hesitation, the crow said, "I want to look like the swan. Everyone admires it." The old crow then said, "There's a magical spring water source deep in the forest. If you bathe in its water with a pure heart, you can change how you look. But before you do that, why don't you ask the swan if it is truly happy?" Taking the advice, the crow flew back to the pond. He approached the swan and asked, "Dear swan, you must be the happiest bird in the village. Your white feathers are so beautiful and everyone loves you. Are you happy?" The swan looked down and replied, "Thank you for your kind words, but I am not happy. My feathers may be beautiful, but I am kept as a pet. I cannot live freely, and when I grow old, people might even use me for my meat. I don't know if I'll still be alive tomorrow." The crow was shocked and asked, "Then who do you think is the happiest bird?" The swan replied, "I think parrots are the happiest. Their colorful feathers are even more beautiful than mine, and people don't eat them." The crow thanked the swan and flew off to find a parrot. After some time, he found a parrot sitting on a branch. The crow said, "Dear parrot, your colorful feathers are so lovely. You must be the happiest bird." Sighing, the parrot said, "My feathers are pretty, but because of them, people put me in cages. I spend my life locked up and in fear." Feeling even sadder, the crow asked, "Who do you think is the happiest bird?" The parrot replied, "The peacock must be the happiest bird. People admire its beautiful feathers, and it gets a big cage to live in." Determined to find out, the crow flew to a zoo to meet a peacock. He saw the peacock spreading its colorful feathers, while many visitors admired it. The crow said, "Dear peacock, you are so beautiful, and your feathers are amazing. You must be the happiest bird in the world." The peacock looked at the crow and replied, "No, my friend, I am not happy. People pluck my feathers to sell them, and it is very painful. It happens again and again. I wish I could live freely like you. No one bothers you, and you can go wherever you want." Hearing this, the crow was surprised. He realized he had been taking his freedom for granted. Thanking the peacock, he flew back to the old crow and said, "I don't want to be anyone else. I am happy to be a crow now." This story teaches us that everyone has their struggles. Comparing ourselves to others only makes us unhappy. Instead, we should be thankful for what we have. Remember, you are unique, and no one can be a better version of you than yourself. If this story helped you learn a new lesson or new words, don't forget to like and share your thoughts. See you in the next story, where we'll continue learning together.